And Strange Conversations Day. You know how we do it. How are you guys? Hope everybody is doing well. I'm just getting everything all set up here. Making sure I turn it on subscriber only. Because you know, we got to make sure we have that going on. Oh, also I need my chat filter. All messages. Hello, Ambrose. How you doing? What day is it? It's the 15th. We are halfway. Hi, Robert West. Zambrano. We are halfway through July. I can't even believe that. That kind of boggles my mind, you know, just a little bit. Lady Wiser, good morning to you. Just taking care of business here to get this all set up for everybody here today. How's it going? Hi, Robeson. Phyllis, good to see you. Now I can go back and I can have the chat on here so I can see it. Szabados, how are you? Everybody doing well? It is Strange Conversations Day in the apartment. This way, we can all just hang out. And we don't have to sweat. I don't want to sweat today. I have to tell you, I did encounter one thing that was like an anomaly. So like you guys know, we've been having the whole issue of our elevator get stuck on 8 because they don't shut the door properly. Yeah. I know. Report it. Everybody says it. Good morning, Treaton. Hi, Penny M. You were thinking about me and all that rain. That rain came down last night, guys. It was coming. By the way, I went through all my glasses. Here's the funny thing. I tightened all the screws on my glasses and then I lost the screwdriver. Yes, I lost the screwdriver in the same place I lost my AirPods probably. I don't know. I was on the bed. I was screwing. I would tighten them all up. I did something, put it down. I don't know where it went. So the screwdriver is somewhere. I don't know where. Hopefully Joe has another one. But I tightened them all and I went through all my glasses and stuff. But yeah, that rain came down and I heard a lot of Jersey was getting flooded. A lot of the subways were being flooded. So I just kind of figured, you know what? I know the subways are probably fine today, but hi, Lila. We don't need to deal with that. Not today, no. By the way, I'm having some of my favorite snacks. I don't know if you guys ever get this stuff. The freeze-dried strawberries. They're really good. Like a serving size is this entire bag. That's a lot of freeze-dried strawberries. You know, I usually don't eat that many of them. But, yeah, I kind of love these. And then the next thing that I love. Now, I know that bananas really aren't on my list. But a couple of these actually do the job in case I have that craving that I want a banana. And I will take some of this and crumble it up in a yogurt. These are the freeze-dried bananas. There's nothing else in here but bananas. That's the key. You got to look in the back and make sure it just says bananas. You know, that I do. The storms seem to make the humidity worse. Here it kind of broke. It broke a little bit. So I'm glad for that. But these are so good. Like, for real. I'm actually thinking I'm going to have to go back to Trader Joe's to get more so I can bring unopened packages of it on the ship. Because bananas. I love saying that. Bananas. You have freeze-dried apples and blueberries? Really? I've seen the blueberries and I've seen the berry medley. Berry medley is not as good as the regular strawberries. Just saying. Hi, Tammy. And these are freeze-dried. They're not... they're not banana chips. Because banana chips are like baked or fried. These are literally freeze-dried, so it's like, I don't know how you say that. How do they make it? 117 days until your cruise. I love that. But yeah, these are my thing. I know, but you know why, Lila? Because they run out. Hi, Collecting with Cool. So good to see you. Brian Davis and Mustang. But they always run out of the strawberries. Why? Because those are some of the best ones. And people who are doing like low carb, like you can just take a few of these and pop them into your Greek yogurt and it's great. Your humidity broke after the storms. We went from 85 to 77. Yeah, I know. I know. We're happy for the 10% difference. This morning it was a lot cooler. I'm sure we'll get right back up there. Because of course, why not? Hi, Diana. D, always good to see you, and Liz Costa. But today, I'm coming to you guys. They probably could. They'd have to flatten them. Or I don't know. I don't know. They'd have to flatten them or something. But I love them. Like, and they're not, it's just strawberries. It's just strawberries. There's no sugar. Like a lot of those other things. You went on a family cruise from Seattle to Alaska in 23. Pretty cool. It was, isn't that cool? I've never done the Alaskan. This has been the year of the cruise. Like for real. I've already gone on 2. I'm going on my 3rd with my sister. And then I have 2 scheduled with Joe in September. My eyebrows are haunting. What are they saying? I am the ghost of the past, Vinny? Haunting. They're haunting you? Dude, these are just my eyebrows. For real. They're just the eyebrows. Oh, look, I got an ad. I gotta skip my ad. Skip. But I'm telling you, these are some of my favorite snacks from Trader Joe's. Now, they have lots of other stuff there, too. But I think I forgot about them, and I think I'm going to have to go get a couple packs. They're probably like $3 a bag. They used to be $1.99, but Trader Joe's, you know, they bougie now. All of a sudden, the cheap food is bougie. Yeah, it is. It probably is 65 days away. It is. It is. And I even brought the globe out. Now, guys, I didn't buy this globe. But this globe, you know how I've talked to you guys about down in our apartment, if you don't want anything, you want to get rid of it or whatever, all you have to do is put it on the mantle. We have like a faux fire. We have like a fake, it's not a fake fireplace, but it's an old fireplace. Sure, we can talk about tips for the Carnival cruise. But you put it down there like books, stuff like that, whatever. Hi, F151 Marky. But I thought, the globe, just like Ange, there's a globes down there. I'm like, I kind of want it. And so, like, it's a good globe, too. Like, look, this is like a classroom. Like, it's got the things and everything. You know? I was like, where did somebody get this? It's got, like, all the stuff on it. You know? I did. It's huge, right? But it's a globe, so I thought I wanted it. I'll have to clean it up a little bit more. I don't even know if Josh knows this is here. Hi, Jovan. Your first timers and are the oldest is going too. Oh, it's gonna be so much fun, Tammy. Let me tell you, what ship are you going on? Like, where are you going from? But I really do enjoy cruising. I will tell everybody, my biggest tip to everybody, if you are going on a cruise, do yourselves a favor. Now I know people are going to be like, that's extra money. Was my apartment building a mansion? No, at some point, what happened is, Lila, my apartment building was not a mansion, but it was building for people. They didn't have kitchens. So it was kind of like an apartment building, but everybody had dumbwaiters and they had staff, things like that. So there was no kitchens built in. And so the apartments were huge, probably like the whole floor or half the floor, you know. So I don't know. But everybody had fireplaces and stuff. Good morning, Ronnie C. But what I say to tell everybody when you're going to go on a cruise, or even if you're taking like a trip across country, you know, out of country, get the travel insurance, okay? I just passed a channel where only subscribers of 2 years or more showed in comments. What? 2 years? Is that even a setting? Ols. That's like freaking crazy. If you put the sphere near a radiator, that would be a case of global warming. I can put it right here. This is where it's gonna go. I think we're gonna have to set it there. But anyway, I thought it'd be cool so we can like look. We should like start pinpointing, not that it'll all be in the same area, But we could start pinpointing on where has Angela and Joe traveled to. It would all be in the U.S., pretty much, except for a couple European times. And the Dominican. But it all still, I have never gone to South America, like, really far. Like, I'm not going to Argentina, you know. But good morning, Joe Maliga. Hi, Hassan. Hello, hello, hi. Good morning, 51 Marky. Good morning, good morning. But, yeah, so I got this globe because it was free downstairs. But I tell everybody, anyway, back to the whole travel insurance thing. The travel insurance is very, very important. And people, one, this is just my caveat. In fact, I got to make sure I tell my sister. The reason why is I just saw a story come across my feed. And it was about somebody saying, oh my God, this happened on the cruise, that somebody fell ill and they required them to give them an enormous amount of money, like $15,000 amount of money. Now, guys, here's the thing. You're traveling out of country. You're in on a cruise ship. You got your Bluetooth today. Awesome. Hi, RJ. All of that's happening and it's wonderful. But here's the thing. If something, God forbid, happens, I almost call it like your talisman. You know how I carry the umbrella so that it doesn't rain? And when I don't carry the umbrella, it always rains. That's how I feel like cruise insurance is, you know, like travel insurance is. Yeah, people are talking about that stuff. Don't watch them. It's not something that's going to happen. Make sure you're in good health as best as you can be and stuff. But, you know, use your brain. But things can happen. And, like, I did get injured on a vacation. Granted, I was still in the States. I was in Maine. But I got injured pretty badly. You know, compound fracture of the ankle. And I had to go for emergency surgery. I had to have the EMS called. I was taken by ambulance. You know, all of that stuff, like massive surgery done to me. And then I had to get my ass home. Thank God we were within driving distance. Yes, and I also do carry a medicine bag. But the other thing I say is have the travel insurance because, yes, people are like, well, I don't care about my luggage. Oh, it's delayed. It's not a problem. Oh, you know, the fare is the fare, whatever it is. But it does help you. The biggest part of it, and I'm going to say this, not all travel insurance is the same. Like, I can't get the insurance. Living in New York, the cruise line can supply you with travel insurance, but not in New York. So I actually use an outside provider. The one I use is called Alliance with a Z at the end. And it cost me $44 for this trip coming up. Okay, $44 is a definitely peace of mind in case they have to airlift my ass off that ship for some reason. So it is very affordable for peace of mind, knowing that you're not going to be strapped or destitute. I was looking at the Virgin Voyages cruise. I always purchase travel insurance. Too many travelers went bankrupt in other countries. You must pay up front. Yeah, you can totally, and you have to have that travel insurance that's going to take care of you there. Good morning, J-Ro. Yeah, everybody, can I see my hat collection? No, I don't feel like getting it. But everybody that I've been seeing from bloggers, vloggers, you know, YouTubers and stuff and message boards definitely say that that is one of the best. I've had it before. I've never had to use it, but I have heard very good things about it. Now, don't go doing skydiving. Don't go do bungee jumping and think you're covered. Don't go doing all these like you know, parachute, blah, blah, blah. Stop it. Just stop it. You don't need to be doing that shit. But enough. But that was just my little tidbit for the day. But we're going to talk about crazy cruise stories. Now, I thought these were funny. I thought they were funny. Because you know me, we see crazy stuff happening here in New York all the time. And my fan is blowing. It's not for special effect. It's just to keep the apartment cool. I know you're doing it all, girl. Yeah, we're gonna strap Treaton to the parachute thing. Is she gonna be behind a boat? Yeah, we're gonna go sit in the sand with the drink. That's about as adventurous. I'm not renting some ATV. I'm not even renting a moped. No, 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 no. Because a lot of the places you go to on these, hi Yvonne, you're zip lining through the jungle. True. Like they all drive on the other side of the road. Okay, like in Bermuda, they drove on the other side of the road. Could you imagine us trying to navigate that? No. Better be safe than sorry. Get travel insurance. Usually the outside travel insurance is better than the cruise ship insurance. That's what I've heard too, Marie Bocca. I can't speak to that because I've never purchased the travel insurance through the line. I've always done it on the outside. It always seems actually better. Snorkel is totally fine. Snorkel's fine with friends, whatever. That's not high adventure. Airborne infections, you know what? That's anywhere, Diana. Diana Lee, I understand that, but it could be anywhere.
Not fine. Sharks.
Well, if I'm snorkeling in a little cove that doesn't have sharks, I've snorkeled. It's okay. I did get a little panic attack when I was snorkeling for the very, very first time with my friend, but that's because we were releasing her husband's ashes, but also because I'd never snorkeled and they were barracuda. So I was a little scared. You know, but illness, stuff like that, listen, wash your hands. Every single boat has hand washing stations. Like when you go into like the food areas, you know, wash your hands. You know what I mean? Take your own gear. Yeah, don't take anybody else's. I don't like using other people's gear. Snorkeling equipment is very, very cheap. Take your own, you know. But anyway, I digress. Let's go. Let me see. Okay, I was looking up these stories today. Some of them were funny and stuff. And some of them are older, but they were still kind of funny. I thought, well, let's just read some of these together, okay? They can spread crazy on a ship. But if you wash your hands and you are aware, you should be okay. I do bring sanitary wipes, things like that. And then even if you feel a little bit off about stuff, you can always use a napkin to like grab the utensils at a buffet line, okay? And then throw the napkin away and then go eat or go wash your hands again. You know what I mean? There's a lot of ways to do it. Insurance plan, you have to pay the cruise med bill and you may not be reimbursed from your insurance company. True. ABX. That's why you have to get the travel insurance. You got it because sometimes your insurance may not pay for everything. Because you're, I don't know, may not cover you out of country, or it's a different kind of plan. You got to double check that shit. Be responsible. I never use the sanitizers. I hate it. I mean, I've used them, but they dry the hell out of my hands. And at that point, I would rather, because like when you walk on an MSC cruise ship and you go into like the area where they have like the dining area, buffet, they have a person there with the sprayer and they also have a sanitizer thing in the middle. But then alongside of that person, they literally have 6 hand washing stations. They can't make it any easier for you. Besides just, you know, having one at your table. Just stop at the sink, wash your hands. That's all you gotta do. And then they kind of almost shame people who come in and then don't wash their hands. Bahamas and Celebration Key. It's Celebration Key. That's the new one, isn't it? You'll have to tell us about that, Tammy. Okay, so let's get to the stories. So these are the craziest cruise stories that I was finding online. And this one is by aSYMBOLisNOlonger. And she says, about 15 years ago, we were coming out of dinner on the Carnival holiday. Now, this was a long time ago. It was the ship's second to last sailing before they turned it over to Greece, who had purchased it. So cruise ships actually retire ships and then they get sold off. She said, my heart will go on. The instrumental was playing in the background. Who thought that was a good idea? She'll never know. But a pipe had ruptured and water was rushing down the stairs with a Titanic theme song playing in the background. Luckily, their cabins were fine, but some people had to be moved because theirs was flooded. Could you imagine you're on a ship and in the background they're playing the theme song from the Titanic. I would be dying. I wish you would have taped it. Could you imagine? Yeah, it's like playing Airplane on the flight, right? And then a pipe burst. Could you imagine you're hearing the song and there's water coming down the stairs? No. I would be dead. I'd be like, come on, man. Near, far. Or that. Oh, God, too funny. Here's another one from Sky King Ripas. He said, they spent 3 hours doing a man overboard drill when someone saw, they did 3 hours doing a man overboard thing when someone they found out saw a pillow fly off a balcony and reported it as a passenger overboard. Now, I don't know. He'd be looking for his escape boat. Yeah, he's wearing a life vest. It was a pillow. There's a pillow. He was fluffy. I can't. Happy Tuesday, Carl Roth. We got tons of rain. But could you imagine? I mean, I'm always listening to the announcements. If you've ever cruised before, every so often you will hear announcements. And it might be Oscar, 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 Kilo, Kilo, Kilo. They're all like codes. They have a code. And every crew, it may be a love pillow, right? Now, here's the thing. Don't leave anything on your balcony, guys. It's actually against the rules for this very reason. And there's multiple reasons. Because, guys, listen. If you leave something on the balcony, you're on a cruise ship. You may not think the cruise ship is going very fast, but it's going pretty fast. Okay? You're traveling lots of miles. Lots. And there's the wind. It can get windy, depending on where your ship cabin is. Exciting times you live in right now, so close to the next cruise and all getting excited. Oh, that's so fun. I'm excited for the guys' burgers. Yes, you can get it without a bun, Tammy. But stuff can get thrown off the cabin. So they tell you never leave, do not let your bathing suits dry outside. Don't leave your towels outside. That stuff can get blown off or overboard. If something gets blown overboard and they know it's you, and they will, because there's cameras everywhere, okay? That's why you should never do the on the balcony. None of this on the balcony. Okay. So, anyway, because stuff can get blown overboard. Also, stuff can fly from your thing onto somebody else's balcony or somewhere else or whatever. You don't know. So they say never, yeah, don't leave your dirty underwear on the balcony. But don't leave anything on the balcony, okay? Because it can get blown overboard. You know, I'm just like, what? But a pillow. They thought it was a person, and then they ended up spending 3 hours doing a man overboard drill. When that happens, it's like everybody. It's like I've never had that happen to me on the 2 cruises, actually 3 cruises I've been on in my life. But don't do it, because then you're going to F up our kind of vacation. Yes, you'll be the talk, but for real. For real, don't. Hey, Joseph Q, welcome in. This one is from a person who was a travel agent. And it's from CGA KT333. What a name. I got these all off of different Reddits and different, feeds and thumbs and whatever. This one says, used to be a travel agent. She sent a client on an around-the-world cruise. Something like 150 days. 150 days. People go on cruises for this long. They legit, if not longer. I've seen cruises for almost a year. The client never got off the ship. Not once. They never got off. They never disembarked. Not at any port. 150 days. 150 days? Like, that's a long time. 150 days is half a year. That is 6 freaking months. Is it? Almost 5 months. That's 5 months. 5 months? They never got off the ship? You just stayed on that ship for 5 months. I mean, the cruise I'm going on coming up here next Monday, actually I leave this coming Monday. Good morning, Beige. How are you? Is a 9-day cruise. We're going to spend the first day is at sea, of course, because we leave Manhattan. And then the next 3 days are at sea because we're going all the way down to St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. So we usually go to, what happens is you usually go to the farthest port and then make your way back. So that's going to be like 4 days sitting on a ship, okay? I'm going to want to get off the ship after 4 days. I don't know about these people. 150 days? 150 days? That's banana crazy. That's like a long time, I think. Where am I going? We are going to St. Thomas, San Juan, Puerto Rico, and then Grand Turks, so Turks and Caicos. So that's where we're going. But we're going to be on the ship for like 3.5 days. I think on the 4th day or is it the 5th day? The 5th day I'm going to want to get off. You know, wander around, touch land again. I would go on winter cruise the last 90 days. That would be fine. Just bored winter completely. You're doing a 6 day. 6 days is a good time. I've heard Turks is beautiful too. So we're going to see. I think we're going to do a lot of beach time. I'm excited. We're going to do beach time, some wandering, souvenir shopping, kind of stuff like that. Am I going to be buying diamonds and gems? No. Why? Because I don't got money like that. I don't need no diamonds and gems. Unless somebody wants to give me a diamond and gem. I don't got coin like that. We're not making enough on YouTube to be buying some diamonds and gems. Not even from Diamonds International. Oh, your friends went there and they're going with you. That sounds cool, Tammy. I like that. These are so good. Okay. And this one came from this one, guys, I've actually seen this. Don't forget to pop some bottles. We will be popping bottles. This one came from Lieutenant Dan. Okay. He said when he was leaving port, when I was leaving a port, I saw guys standing on the pier waving and shouting, "Don't leave me." He felt bad for him. Listen, pier runners are real. What did you say, Paul? When we went to the Bahamas last year on the Disney ship, the first night the movie played, Get Out. I played the Titanic. That's crazy. I am going to have to buy rum. Morning walks from one end of the ship to the other for 4 days, no doubt. Hey, Patricia Cruz. Ah! Robert West sent a 1 membership for Yo Ang. Let me go grab it. I got to go grab it. I forgot. That was the one thing I forgot to grab today. Hang on. Thank you so much for gifting that membership. Hang on. I got to go grab it. It is right over here. Here we go. Thank you so much, Robert West. Here, I'm coming back. I had to go grab it. For the gift of the 1-month membership, and Brian Davis, you got it. Thank you so much. And your support of the channel. Awesome. Brian Davis, welcome, welcome. Welcome in. We got a casino deal to spend time in the casino. That's awesome. Actually, I'm going to go check out on something with the casino because mine was a casino. It was a land casino booking. But I get a lot of offers from Carnival, and I want to see if they're going to give me the drinks on us in the casino. I would like that. But pier running, if they play the Poseidon Adventure or Titanic, I'm getting off the ship. How are you going to do that? How are you going to do that? It's going to be set sail. But listen, pier running is real. These are not fake things. People literally miss the ship. And it could be for a number of reasons. They could be on an excursion. Now, typically what they say is if you book the excursion through the cruise line, they will wait for you within a decent amount of time. So the cruise line has to leave. Hi, Halsey. Hi, Desi Des. The cruise line, they have to leave port at a certain time or else they start getting fined. Okay? Hi, Timothy Chambers. How are you doing? You just got done at the doctor's? Awesome. Good for you. But they have to leave at a certain time or else they're going to get fined. But they will wait if you are on an excursion that you booked with them. Now, if you book an excursion not with them, you're kind of taking your chances. A lot of them are the same thing, but be aware of the time. Please make sure you know ship time. Make sure you know what the ship time is, because that's what they go by. They don't go by the local time. They go by the ship time. So the ship time might different. So make sure whatever you have with you, it's on ship time. Okay? And that you know. And you know, get it back an hour before the ship leaves, okay? Why? Because then you can get up to the top and you can watch the pier runners. That's one of the best parts of the ship. I told them that we would be on the ship a couple hours before it leaves. Yeah, we get on the ship, like we'll get off. We are honestly one of the people that get off earlier when the ship docks, you know, comes into port. The ship's horn does not tell you how much time. It tells you that they're going to be leaving. And you better be booking. You better be coming down the plank. You better be running down the pier. I leave on Monday. Good morning, Brasileiro. Hello, hello. Hi, Lori C. But, yeah, the ship's horns will go off. But I will tell you, you should be on the ship before that horn goes off. Always keep an eye on a crew member since the ship's not leaving without them. Well, they will leave without them. The ship will just leave. There was a whole instance where somebody didn't know where that person was, and the ship had to leave, and it was a crew member and stuff. So they will leave. They will leave without whoever. It doesn't make a difference. The ship's got to stay on track because they have other ships coming in. That ship's got to get to the next destination. It's a whole thing with customs, things like that. And I'm going to advise you guys this. Do yourself, I've never been to Brazil. I would love to go. Do yourself a favor. If you're getting off in a port, more than likely it's another country, take your ID with you. You have to take ID anyway, but your driver's license, if you're in a foreign country, isn't going to get you back to the States if the ship leaves. So they're going to have to do a whole thing of getting your crap. They're going to have to get your documents left at the port, somehow get them to you. Don't do it. Get on the goddamn ship. We're all going to laugh at you when you guys are running for the ship. I swear to God. Don't be a fool. Don't be that fool. Because I'll be up top. I'll be like, take your time. We just waiting for you. Because the ship's going to leave. It will. Okay. Here's another one. This is another one about people. Don't play pranks. Thank you, Lori. This one came from Tango Uniform 2020. He said, it's just before midnight, the day we visited the calm port of Cozumel. I remember Cozumel is usually not a calm port. Suddenly a code came out and a person nearby says, shit, that's a man overboard. Then the hot tub we're sitting near goes sloshing out the side as the ship lists over, probably because they were turning around. 45 minutes later, they find the guy in the comedy area watching the very R-rated show. He just ordered drinks, which is how they found him. Now, this is how they know where you are. Your cruise sign-on-sale card, okay? Even if you've ordered drinks or whatever, they will always take your card and swipe it. Okay, they know where you are because you have to go through things to get stuff. And was delayed by about half an hour when the FBI took possession of the two boys. Listen, where am I from? I'm from the United States. Anyway, I'd be the lady who never got off the boat for 6 months. You probably would, Treaton. You probably would. I would make you get off the boat, though. We'd work on it. Don't be playing games thinking you're funny. You are not the comedian. You are not being paid to be a comedian on this ship. Okay? So don't think that if you make these, funny little claims and think you're playing a joke or a prank. Ange, did you know what is 8 bells mean? It means it's 8 p.m. at night. Does it? I don't know. Morning, Pat Drummond. That may have been Robert Kosinski. Maybe. But come on. Don't play games. because you're going to get in trouble and then you're going to be banned, because like that kind of thing will get you banned from a cruise line. Okay. And if you get banned from cruise lines, a lot of times what happens is, say you're banned from Carnival, you will be banned from all affiliated cruise lines with Carnival. And that would mean Princess, Cunard, all of them, Costa, Carnival. Thank you, Lori. You get banned from all of them. Don't do it. Don't be playing games and thinking you're funny. Nobody wants to hear that, okay? And don't be throwing stuff off the ship. Don't be calling in fake things. Craziness. Okay, that one's too long to read. It's funny, but it's too long to read. But this one, let me see. Oh, this one's funny. That was a good one. Staten Island Ferry. You're funny. This one's from Paradise 825. Okay. It said, my husband came in late one night and didn't realize there was a chocolate on the pillow. Now, this is when a lot of cruise lines, sometimes in suites, they do this too. They will leave candy or a chocolate on your pillow, okay? Because they take it up a notch. When he woke up the next morning, he was covered in chocolate. Hard to believe that such a small piece could spread so much. He had to make sure to tell the room steward it was really chocolate that was all over the bed. God damn. Could you imagine? Could you imagine what a fucking mess that would be? Like, what a nightmare. What a freaking nightmare. Like, because they literally put like a little chocolate mint or something on the pillow sometimes, depending on the cruise line, but also depending on like what station you're in. And if you just decide I'm so tired, that would be Joe. That would be Joe. And Joe would be laying down and he would be like, because the man can fall asleep in like, he could put his head on the pillow and you could say, Joe, and then he's sleeping. That's how fast Joe falls asleep. I should have stuck to that and gone to Nona's for dinner. I still don't know how Ange talked me into this, because drink 99. You want more than Nona's. You want everything. Everybody talked you into it. Nobody thought, people didn't think you were really going to go, and now you're showing them all. You're showing them. Girl, all I'm going to say is, look at all this water. Look at all this water. Look at all that water. You got all that water to get on the cruise. There's a lot of water. For real. Look at it all. We could go all the way down to the South Pole if we wanted to. More water in the world, man. More water in the world. But anyway, Nona's is the real deal. There is Joe Maliga. Nona's is the real deal. That is a true story. That a whole made movie for, I don't remember what it was, Netflix. I don't know which one it was on. That's real. The Nona's is real, and now it's run with different Nonas. But she's gonna have a fabulous time, Lila. Okay. But guys, be wary of the chocolate left on the pillow. Know where the chocolate is. Don't leave that on your bed, okay? You may wake up with a friggin' mess, and then you have to explain it to your room steward, who is just like, you better be tipping. Okay. Okay. That's a lot of water. Who knew? I know. Okay, Tamir PR came in with this story. Okay, she said, she shared the story, but it's a good chuckle. She had cruised before, but her hubby hadn't. On the last night of the cruise, they were having fun with friends, and when it hit her that it was late and we had to put the suitcases outside before self-debarkation days. This is before. Now, like now we can self-debark, disembark. We can get off the ship, by ourselves. We can take our luggage with us. But many people on cruise ships will literally put their bags outside and they will take them down So it has to be done the night before, and they will take them down, and you just carry off like with whatever small bag you would have, I don't know, your PJs and your personal stuff with, because it makes it for a smoother disembarkation, I guess. I personally carry my stuff off, and I'm one of the first people off the ship. I don't need to be lounging around till 10 o'clock. I think we have to be off the ship at like 9:30. But anyway, so this is before those days. But she started to panic to run upstairs when hubby kindly said to her he would go and do it. So she thanked him and told him he needed to put the suitcases outside their door. He goes, then comes back, and we come home late and crawl into bed. Now, next morning, as they're getting ready to disembark, she notices that all of her clothes were in the closet and drawers. All of their souvenirs, everything was in the closet and the drawers. Everything. Husband did exactly as he was told. He put all of the suitcases out the night before, but empty. I just assumed he knew that I meant to pack them too. What a doofus. For real. So our room steward was kind enough to allow them to use 2 giant clear garbage bags to put everything we owned in them. And they traipsed off the ship and through customs like a couple of middle-aged hobos. She said in a later post, I saw her post somewhere else, she goes, I still, to this day, could you imagine? Could you imagine? Honey, I gotta go get our bags, put them outside. What does that do? Like, and he must have been so wasted and so drunk, having a good time, that he didn't even think, like, what would be the purpose of putting the suitcases outside? What is it? Are we airing them out? We taking them for a walk? Like, what in the hell? I'm dead. I would have to choke him. I would be like, are you kidding me? And so I would be like, she said that years and years and cruises later, because they still cruise to this day, it's a suitcase cleaning service. It's only for special people. I have been on a Carnival. Have you ever seen a fight on Carnival? I have not seen a fight on Carnival personally. I've only gone on one Carnival cruise, and it actually was on one of the older ships, but I did not see a fight. Hi, Jermaine Clay. Welcome in. But could you imagine, like, what was going through that husband's mind? She says to this day, she still says, oh, it's so nice to actually have our stuff with us and not have to carry it off in a garbage bag like a hobo. Bring out your suitcases, right? Clanging the bell. Bring out your suitcases. I don't even understand. Like, it makes no sense. But, yeah, I could see somebody doing that. I don't understand. Like, stop. You're on an older ship. Yeah, you know what? Tammy, I wouldn't even worry about the so-called fights that they say happen on Carnival. I mean, yes, they do happen. It can happen anywhere. It can happen on any cruise line. I do think they are cracking down on it quite a bit, because Carnival's always been known as the fun ship. The things that they have actually stopped doing is can't bring the clacker fans, the, snap fans into the clubs. I mean, I don't even think they're that big of a deal and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I don't even think that they're big of a deal. Like, they're saying, if you are underage, under 21, you have a curfew of 1 a.m. Well, what the hell are you doing after 1 a.m. if you're underage? You know what I mean? I don't understand why you would have to be told that. But, yeah, go to your cabin. Come on, man. Get real. If you're 16, 15, 14, you got kids, what the hell are they doing out at 2 o'clock in the morning? They don't even, you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. I went to Carnival, there was only one game. Ha 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 ha. They changed the rules for music and other. The only thing they changed, honestly, there isn't any rules for music, by the way. They are just testing out different things right now. The rules are no clacker fans, Bluetooth speakers. They have banned Bluetooth speakers. And that is because I think it goes along with everything. People don't know how to respect other people in public spaces. They think that they are at their own gathering and that they're going to blast whatever music, and they think that they are now the DJ with the most poppin' playlist. You're not. Stop trying to front and stop trying to be that way. You are not the person that all of a sudden is the DJ with the mostest and the, you know, whatever, and you know all the popular songs and you know everything and your playlist is the best one. Stop it. You know, hi Octavia. Nobody wants to hear your music. You know, the person next to you might be wanting to have a serene, calming thing. They don't want to hear your music playing at 2 a.m. in the morning when they're trying to get some sleep. You know, they did not ban line dancing, Brian. Everybody's still gonna do it. They did not. There are so many videos going around talking about this stuff, and there's so many people making these videos that are fake and they're taking it to the thing. Some are saying that carnival's racist. It's not racist. It's just stop acting like a fool. Okay? They are going to Coke products. That is true. I am very happy about that because I prefer Diet Coke or Coke Zero. MSC carries Diet Coke and Coke Zero. Just so you know, they carry Coke products. All that is who gave them the better deal. Coke gave them the better deal is what it was this time around. Listen, Coke and Pepsi have always been in a war. Personally, I'm glad Coke's winning. I know some people love Pepsi, not me. I'm sure you can still do the hokey pokey. They can do all the dances or whatever. I mean, we'll see. I'm going to go on a cruise next week. We will see. We'll be on a 9-day cruise. That's a lot of sea days there, and there's going to be a lot of dancing and a lot of parties and stuff. So, I don't know. Some people are saying, oh, they banned hip-hop. They didn't ban hip-hop. Are they going to play a full night of hip-hop? No. You know, they don't play a full night of country either. So, what are you talking about? I don't know. People love to get it all twisted. They love to make the drama. Everybody's all up in that. They're just trying to make, you know, them the villain. It's a company. Get the hell over it. Anyway, moving on. We could talk on that if you want. But I think everyone, we dread pack up. Oh, this one was funny too. I'm not a Pepsi fan. I mean, like some Pepsi, but not like, I'm not like Pepsi itself. My mom used to drink Diet Pepsi. It was disgusting. This one is from Blue Hen Fan. She said, this happened a few years ago, but I still think it's funny. Like everyone on a cruise, we dread the last night when we have to pack up everything by midnight and sit suitcases out in the hallway. We put it off as long as possible, so we were really kind of rushing to get it done so we could head back out to enjoy our last few hours of vacation. Finally, we finished up and the last crammed bag went out the door. I noticed I'd forgotten to pack a brand new bathing suit and my favorite slippers. So I ran out into the hallway, found the least bulging suitcase, unzipped the front pocket, and I shoved in my slippers and my bathing suit. When we got home the following evening, I asked my adult, what's DD? What's DD? Adult? DD, I don't know. Where's the black suitcase with the green ribbon on the handle? She looked at me and said, we don't have a black suitcase with the green ribbon. Apparently, in my rush, I'd put my new bathing suit and slippers in a suitcase belonging to the cabin next to us. I often wonder what they thought when they got home and unpacked. LOL. They threw their shit. She threw her shit in somebody else's suitcase. Can you imagine? Listen, I don't lock my suitcase either. I don't. I mean, I probably shouldn't even say that. I lock my suitcase at all times. But that's funny shit. She just found some suitcase. She thought it was theirs. And then she stuffs it in there. Hey there, RSWNYC. How are you doing? I like Yo Ange because you never know what is going on, but it's fun, not drama. Joe is the perfect co-star. This is how it channel. Hey, how you doing, Ross? Good to see you. Ross, when you going on a cruise? I know you be getting offers. Ross, I know you be getting offers from the damn casinos. You need to step on a cruise ship. It's like right here in New York. What the hell? You be flying to Vegas. Get on a cruise ship. You would love it. You would love it. But anyway, could you imagine? You come home and you're looking for your shit. And then you find out you stuffed it in somebody else's bag. And could you imagine being the person who opens their own bag, at first I would probably be stunned and be like, is this my bag? And then I would be like, wait, this is my bag. Where did this shit come from? Like, thank God it was a brand new bathing suit and some slippers, and it wasn't like dirty clothes. I would be so grossed out that I'd almost have to burn everything. Could you imagine? It would be crazy. That would be bananas. I swear. It would be bananas. It'd be totally bananas. I swear to God. These are so damn good. I am really going to have to go to Trader Joe's. I have to. Here's the thing. Do you guys have this problem? Like, I like to buy snacks to take with me because you guys know how I eat. Yeah, I should. That'd be crazy. Me and a cruise, I think, in the future. I eat. Ross, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. Go get the damn certificate and call in. You just got to pay for port fees and taxes usually. And if it's an MSC cruise, you don't even pay for those. You just pay a deposit. Dude, couple $100 and you traveling? You don't have to get on a flight. You don't take a bus. You just take subway. You take subways all the time. You take a bus, dude. I see you all the time on a bus. What the hell are you doing? I can't. Hey, Stabby, how are you? Okay, you know what? What do you recommend for seasickness medicine just in case we need it? I just saw this. Now, I do pack a medicine kit for myself. So I'll have Benadryl, like liquid Benadryl. I'll have Claritin. I'll have all of these other things in my bag. I have like Advil, like, you know, ibuprofen. I'll have Tylenol. I'll have aspirin. I'll have Neosporin, Band-Aids, Ace bandage, you know, all these crazy things. Just in case. Just in case. I'll have Imodium. I'll have Pepto. I'll have all these things. It's like you take everything. Hi, it's Mr. Kanji Quinn. When you go on a cruise, do you feel the waves? No, the cruise ship is pretty big. It's rare. You may feel like a little, but I have never, even Joe, it's never as bad as people think it is. There's times it could be, but it's that's why we come prepared. And then I do bring the seasickness bands. But here's what I was told. Okay, you ready for this one? That if you take an antihistamine, okay, like Benadryl, and green apples, and ginger, fixes it. You're gonna do one out of the NYC because it's so close to you. I know. I have my air on. It's in the other room, but then I have fans, so that's why my hair is blowing. It's not for effect. But that's what I was told, and that was actually something I saw on a message board that was suggested by a crew member. And I guess everybody knows this. Like, green apples are probably like the one of the things that they suggest having in eating a green apple. And then you can take the antihistamine. That is, look it up. They even say that Benadryl can work just as well besides Dramamine and stuff like that. Hey, Temu is great because you go on a cruise, you don't have to worry about it. They used to leave green apples in each cabin. Did they really? But yeah, they always have green apples. Every cruise that I've been on, they always have green apples in the buffet available, like whole green apples to take. So I think that is a common thing, and that is one of their suggestions in case that does happen. I'm like, who knew? I had no idea, but apparently that is one of the key things. So take antihistamine and green apples, and you should be good. If you have the ginger, it helps with the upset stomach and nauseousness. But I have not gotten seasick. I have felt the ship a couple times, but I've never gotten seasick and stuff. Never had to use anything. The one time, Joe, when we were in Alaska for vacation, we went on a whale watching trip, and it actually was a dinner cruise. So you'd go to an island, they'd have dinner for you and stuff like that. And it was salmon. Joe ended up getting sick because he took Dramamine. Go figure. Go figure. I told him, you're not going to get sick. He didn't believe me. He got sick because he took the Dramamine. So, and he would have been fine beyond that. You know, but he took that and then ate a whole big salmon dinner. He had to go to the woods and feed the bears. Yeah. Never again will he take Dramamine. Never. Or never. Anyway, let me see if I can find another one. That one's really long. I'm looking. Okay. You bring, yeah, ginger candy chews are very good for that. But it has to be real ginger, not like, you know, fake flavored ginger. Like there's real ginger ale and then there's fake ginger ale. Like Seagram's has very little ginger in the ginger ale. But, I mean, it can help, maybe just the flavor of it. Yeah, I bring a whole little, we always bring a whole little medical bag kit that we just put in the room somewhere. We have it in the bathroom or, you know, in one of the cabinets that has everything. Because you don't want to have to go to medical to find out if you can get an ibuprofen. You're going to get, even if you go to the store, they may have the stuff, but they're going to charge you an arm and a leg because you're on a cruise ship and it's like, you know, how much stuff do they have? They're going to charge you a lot, right? So go take your call. But yeah, bring a med kit always. And if you're traveling with others, ask if somebody else has something before you go to the medical thing. If it's just something simple like that, you know, like just bring travel medical stuff. No matter what you do, we always have it. Joe always has a go bag. Okay. This one was kind of funny. This is by Ray Ray. It says, it's funny now, but was very embarrassing back then. I'm ashamed to tell it, but what the heck. I was sitting with my feet in the pool, and some kids started playing around and pushed me in the pool. Now I can't swim, so I panicked and was literally drowning, and I'm choking, and I'm fighting, and the kids are trying to save me, and I'm drowning. And the poor kid that's trying to save my life, finally the kid slaps her and says, just stand up, lady. The water is only 4 feet. She was so embarrassed. She stayed in her room the rest of the day. Could you imagine? You want to do the one to Hawaii? Could you imagine? You're in the pool and you fall in and it's only 4 feet and you think you're drowning. And a kid has to tell you that? That's some funny stuff. Yo. Learn to swim. Everybody can tread water. Everybody can tread water. It's just built in. Just move your arms and legs just a little bit. You'll be fine. Everybody can float. Everybody can. Stop panicking. You can float. You can imagine 4 feet and then somebody says, how about you stand up? You'll be fine. That's like everything you see on those movies. When there's always somebody like that and they go, could you just stand up? You'd be fine. You're bookmarking this video? Well, thank you. You're so damn delicious. Now, in regards to snacks, FYI, you can bring snacks on a cruise. If you guys follow certain diets, regimens, whatever, the YMCA gives swimming lessons. Yeah. I understand it, because I do. You guys all know I do. I'm not a skinny mini. I like to eat, but I also have to stay true to like how I eat. So I can't have sugar. I can't have regular candy. Hi, Betty's Corner. Good to see you. I love your name. Betty, I love your name. But listen. Yes, you can bring packaged stuff on. It has to be sealed. It cannot be like pre-opened. You can't be like having 5 pieces before you get on the damn ship. It's got to be sealed. Can you take this stuff off? No. You cannot be in another country. You can't be walking off in Bermuda or the Bahamas with like nuts and seeds and stuff like that, okay? You can't be doing that. You actually aren't even supposed to take any of the food off the ship unless you're like on their private island, okay? You can't be taking the fruit, can't be taking the bananas and all the snacks that you think you want off the ship. People have done it, but you're really not supposed to, because you are now introducing fruits and vegetables. Hell, when I drove across country and I had to go into California, I never left the country. You're stopped at the border of California and they're quizzing you if you have any fruit or nuts in your car. Why? Because they have a whole industry that could be decimated if you bring in something crappy. Okay, so do yourself a favor and don't be taking that off, because they're just going to confiscate it. You know what I mean? So don't do it. Eat whatever's there. If you want to eat before you get off the ship and go into port, do that. I mean, I do it all the time. We usually have a nice breakfast. We get off the ship. We may have lunch off the ship. It all depends. But if you're walking off the ship and you're not at a tender port, you're fine. And what is a tender port? A tender port is, because I know somebody's going to ask me, a tender port is when you have to get on the little boat from the big boat to get to shore, because it's not deep enough for the boat to come to a dock, okay? So a tender port is the boat's anchored out into like the bay, and then they put you on a little ship, and then you ride on over. But I'm not doing any tender ports, I don't think. I don't think any of them are tender ports. None of them are. So that's good. I love that. My sister did that when she went to Mexico. She got a really spicy candy, and they told her she couldn't take it on the ship, so I don't know. She took the candy all in her mouth and was dying for the rest. She just stuffed it in. Yeah. Some stuff you can't take back. You have to imagine. Now, also, I've been watching this channel called Border Security. And it is like a legit channel, and it's mostly out of Australia, because Australia is an island. It's like an island nation, right? And people tend to, like, for some reason, they're all traveling from Malaysia and China and all these places. And these people be bringing in food. Like, I'm talking meat and fish and fruit, and the fruit is like fresh. It's like from a tree, and it's got the bugs and the dirt still on it. And they be bringing that in. And it's like, how do they not know? They know. They try to hide it and think it's not a big deal. It's a big deal. You can't be bringing that into another nation. You're going to have to go through customs. And if they give you a declaration form, be honest. Say if you have something. Yes, I have food with me. Not like, no, 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 no. And then they find out you do, because guess what? You're going to get a fine. You're going to pay hundreds of dollars, all because you brought an apple. You didn't want to say you have an apple. I don't understand it. I don't, and you won't even get your apple. They take your apple and they throw it away. But buy apple. Everything gets incinerated. People be crazy. They're crazy. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was fun. We're going to see where we all go. Like I said, Joe and I are going on our trip. Well, Joe's not going on this one, but let me find out where we are. Where's the United States? Okay. I'm leaving from New York. And I guess the area that I'm going, I didn't even realize, this is how I don't know stuff, is like towards the West Indies. Oh my God. I feel so like Caribbean. I would just think, it wasn't, but it's like I'm going all the way down to San Juan. First thing I'm stopping at is the U.S. Virgin Islands. That's really far. Like, that's really close to Venezuela. I never knew that. Did you guys know that? You don't bring green apples. They're already on board, Treat, and you don't have to bring the green apples. The ship has green apples. That's like really, really far. Wow. Holy moly. That's like halfway to Brazil. Oh my God, that's really far. So anyway, we're going to be going from here all the way to here, and then we go over to here, and then we go to here, and then we come back. It's going to be fun. We're going to keep the globe. I know it takes up a lot of space, but we're going to find a home. Anyway, guys, enjoy your day. It's Tuesday. I got 6 more days till I set sail on the cruise ship. Woohoo! You're going with Anne? She's not going this one. She's going in September. Watching from South Africa. Well, thank you, Justin. You guys have a good one. Thanks for watching. Thank you for gifting the memberships. You guys, if you received a membership, make sure you guys go to our Facebook page for the Yo Club and our Discord. There is a link for the Discord as well. Join in there. Make sure you introduce yourself. Post a picture. Post a meme. Post a GIF. I don't care. Joe likes to go in there every so often, and then he starts just making shit up. I don't know. Don't believe anything Joe says. Don't believe anything he says. Anyway, peace out.